Okay, so this is Team Call Monday, October 22nd. I know we usually start our team calls with the announcements. However, tonight we're going to kind of flip-flop things a little bit because Mallory is actually going to start our team call. Before we go into the Emerald in 24-hour content, Mallory's going to talk about this past weekend, which was Super Saturday, Super Sunday, Super Weekend. I know Mallory and lots of the girls on her team went to the St. Louis one. That was super fun to see pictures from. We had a coach go to Dallas, one in Iowa. So lots of super fun stuff going on all around the country as far as Super Saturdays, Super Sundays are concerned. So Mallory's going to talk about that for a little bit. And then I have a list of announcements, but I have a feeling some of those announcements are going to be covered with what Mallory shares maybe. So whatever doesn't get covered, I'll hit on those really quick. And then I will share my screen with you guys and we will go over this Emerald in 24-hour content. If you've sat through that content before, it hasn't changed. We go through it super quickly because it's super simple and super to the point. But I think for those of you, regardless of whether you're a brand new coach or a veteran coach who's kind of building your own team, it's really, really useful content and information for everybody. So I am going to go ahead and mute myself and let Mallory take it over, and then we will swap.
Okay, hi. Yeah, so I texted Beth this morning about just wanting to cover some stuff from Super Saturday because I feel like ever since we went there, and I think for everyone who's ever been to Summit or been to Super Saturday, or if you did go, you just leave and you're like super amped and just like ready to do a million things. So I've had like so many things running through my head and I filled up like pages of a notebook. So I just kind of wanted to share some stuff that I took away from the weekend. And I think just some of the excitement that we had. I think we had like 7 of the girls on our team that could make it. And we all, by the end of, I think today, like we've all bought our Summit tickets for a couple of reasons. One, because they're all on sale. They're only $140, which is probably the cheapest they'll be between now and Summit. And we actually had a couple of our girls get them for free just from being success starters. So that's awesome. But then also they announced, which is super exciting, that Rachel Hollis is going to be at Summit this year as a keynote speaker. So I'm sure most of you guys know that, you've seen it. And if you haven't seen it, you've like must not have been on social media since Saturday because we're all super stoked and like blasting it to the world. So even Carl Deichler was actually one of the speakers at our Super Saturday, which is insane because we only have like 200 people and like one of the founding members of our company was speaking to us. So I was like, he was super late and all of our girls were like, oh, what's happening? And then he got there and we're like, oh, he's totally forgiven. He's real funny and he's really smart and he's a billionaire who makes us money. So totally cool. But one of the things that he talked about that really stuck with me is he walked through how he developed Power 90, which ultimately transformed into P90X with Tony Horton. So it was just one of those stories that I think I've heard him say in like the Beachbody Champions page maybe before, but it's just one of those things that, you know, years ago, we have the CEO who now CEO of our company back then had no money, was like living in a tiny apartment, running this business, starting our company with his business partner, and was developing this program with Tony Horton, who developed P90X. And just like they did with all of our coach test groups now, they ran through that program day by day just to kind of figure out what was going on. So they were like the first coach test group was Carl Deichler, our CEO, who went through the program, and they went through it day by day, and they literally went over to Tony Horton's apartment and went through the workouts, which is kind of crazy to see like, wow, that's where that came from. And then they develop all of these infomercials, and you know, everyone's seen the commercials and DVD offers and everything probably a decade ago. And what he was talking about was that they got to this point then developing P90X, and they started developing all of these newer programs where they started seeing all of this attention on social media. And, you know, this is like 2007-ish, I think, you know, when Facebook became public, and they started getting referrals from people on Facebook. And so that was kind of one of the ideas that they had of how do we grow this business and how do we make it bigger. It was because they had referrals coming from Facebook, where they were getting as many people buying the products from random people's before and afters on social media. And that's kind of how the MLM version of our business was born. And he even said at Super Saturday that he was like, oh my gosh, the last thing I want to do is turn this company into a multi-level marketing company, because we have these solid products, we have these solid programs, like I just don't know. And then the more he thought about it, he was like, you know what? That is going to be amazing. Our company is going to be based forever on the fact that we have real people running this business, real people running through the programs, sharing these programs on social media. And that's why you don't really see a lot of those commercials online or on air or on TV anymore, because they don't need it. They have us. They have the people that are really like in the trenches doing their program, sharing it, and like endorsing this company and this on all of the programs that they have. And he just went through the calendar that we have created over like the next 6 or 7 months. It's insane, you guys. Like, we legitimately have a solid business plan as a company, just from like Shift Shop to relaunching, 80-day obsession or 21-day fix next year, and then 21-day fix extreme. And then, the new program that's relaunching next year. It's just, they just have this momentum going. And if we just stick with it and honestly just like literally do what they say and say, hey, we have this program. We started the prep week for Shift Shop, the relaunch today. Do that for 4 weeks, and then talk about the new program that they're launching next year with Shaun T. Like, just following the program that they build with us is really a built-in marketing plan. And it's going to help us really kind of keep pace and grow and keep people engaged, because all of the programs are so, so different. So he made this joke about like, man, it's so funny because people are starting to talk about now, like what they're going to do. And, gyms are going to start talking in January about, getting people on a treadmill. And here we are talking about what we're doing like from October through April, May, June of next year, which is insane. Like, nobody has that program. So he was just super, super excited. And I like really, really got into what he was saying, because he's right. Like, we have the ability to truly plan our fitness and our lives for the next 7 months, just because our company is really that forward thinking and they have so many things in development. There's another speaker, and I cannot remember her name, and I tried finding her on the Facebook page, but something that I think I noticed at Summit and something I noticed at the Super Saturday that it's always stuck with me is that there's so many different people in that room. There's so many different people, from, a 60-plus-year-old woman who lost like 300 pounds. Her and her husband did these programs, and they lost hundreds of pounds. Her alone, she lost hundreds of pounds, to like, there's a gal in the back holding a baby, and then there's even just looking at our team, like a full-time mom or a full-time working mom, a full-time mom who's working at home. So an entrepreneur who has her own couple businesses. We are just like, we are all so different. And I think something that one of the speakers talked about was how different we are and how not to prejudge. She was actually never a Beachbody customer. She works for corporate. And after she started working for corporate and kind of like digging in and doing some research, she realized that she had a couple of people that she was connected with on Facebook that were Beachbody coaches. And she messaged one of them and said, oh my gosh, I have to ask you, now that I'm working for Beachbody, like small world, I noticed that you are a coach. Why didn't you ever reach out to me? And the gal responded to her saying, why would I? Like, you have your life together. You have your stuff together. Like, I have nothing to offer you. And she was like distraught and had her feelings hurt and saying like, I don't understand why you would think that. Like, why would you prejudge someone just because you're looking at them on Facebook or social media or Instagram and saying that you have nothing to offer me? When in reality, she didn't feel great about herself. She had struggled with eating disorders for years. Her younger sisters actually struggled with eating disorders for years because of her. So she had all of this self-guilt. She had a ton of self-doubt. She didn't have a lot of self-confidence. And until she started working for Beachbody, that was when she did her first program. And she was connected to Beachbody coaches on Facebook, which is crazy to me. So I think it's just a reminder that we need to never write somebody off. We need to never decide for somebody else, whether or not this is an opportunity for them, whether it's a coaching opportunity or, a challenge group opportunity, just making sure that like we're truly offering this up to everyone and that we're not deciding for them whether they should do it or not. That I think is huge. And I think it really stuck with me. Then later on in our day, and by the way, keep in mind, we last Super Saturday worked out first. So this time I assumed we were working out first. So I had like 2 shots of pre-workout, and like 45 minutes into this, I realized we weren't working out for like 3 hours. So I was like sitting there for hours, like bouncing up and down, like trying to figure out what I was going to do with myself because I was like losing my mind on Energize. So I had a lot of notes, like scribbling in my notes on my phone. But one of the things that they did at the Super Saturday they didn't do the last time was they actually had us fill out these cards of like, name someone that was in Success Club, name someone that has advanced in rank. And they were asking us to kind of like go around the room and ask. And I think we asked a few people, we had some people come up to us, but there was this like constant thing across the board where there were probably 200 coaches in that room. And maybe a handful of them were at Success Club. Maybe a handful of them had advanced in rank, and maybe a handful of them were diamonds. And it was interesting to me because it was the 20th of the month. And I think we all get in this state of like panic or anxiousness, or it's October and like we want to be somewhere, but we're not. And just looking around the room saying, man, you know what? Most of the people in this room, 90% of our company is probably in the same boat we are, where we're not where we want to be. We want to be doing something else, but why aren't we doing it? So what can you do differently than everyone else in that room that they're not going to do? That they're going to leave, not do the workout, they didn't stick around for the workout, or they're not going to do what was asked of them and write down the notes or write down the 5 things that could maybe help them, and just doing that extra 10 or 15 minutes of work every day. What will set you apart from the 95% of the people in that room that won't hit Success Club this month? What are you going to do to do it? Because every single one of the people on our team could do it. I think Nicole said something to me, and she's so sweet. And she was like, I'm just so proud of you. I'm so proud that you're my coach and you're a diamond and you're just awesome. I was like, man, sister, I'm so proud of you, and you can do this. Like, I'm not doing anything different than anybody else is doing. I'm doing the same things that you guys are doing. I'm doing them consistently, and I'm following up. I'm going through the vital behaviors every single day. And even though those are like slightly changing and some focus is different, we are all doing it. And I think just making sure, like what I got most out of this weekend was making sure, I know consistency is like hated word of the year, but like that is it. Just do it. Like we know what we need to do every day. We just need to follow up. And if we only have 30 minutes, 45 minutes, or an hour, then focusing your time on what's going to get you to the next level. I think I have a handful of girls on our team that want to be diamond. We have 4 weeks to qualify for diamond, and all of you could do it. Every single one of you could do it. It's not that difficult. I think we have this diamond push group happening right now in Scotty Hobbs' team. I think he did like a last hurrah call for anyone who wants to join it. So if that's something you want to do, like it's not too late, do it tonight. Because there's still time to do it. And I think that's why Beth and I wanted to do this Emerald in 24 hours call with you guys today, just because it's like the reminder of how simple it really is to get there, that, you know, once you get 2 coaches, you become Emerald, and then you just kind of repeat that process to get you to the next level. So that's what I got out of Super Saturday. I think it kind of parlayed into this training that Beth and I talked about doing. So I'll hand it over to you, Beth, to do the Emerald in 24.
This is so perfect. I could not agree more that this like all just feeds together at seriously the most perfect time. I have a few things to kind of add to that before we get into our Emerald content, and then just a few announcements really quickly. First of all, Sydney, the girl that Mallory was talking about that now works for corporate, that was, I guess she was at Super Saturday, you said, that kind of told her story about not being invited. I heard that story from her last year whenever she became my corporate mentor, and she told me that story. And that was like a really pivotal moment for me in my business, because it forced me to push aside the fear that I had for inviting those people on like my dream team list, like people who I thought had their act together, or like they were already fit and healthy and they didn't need our programs, and you know, this, that, and the other thing. And when I heard her story and how offended she was and like frustrated she was that nobody had invited her to a challenge group before just because of preconceived notions they had about her and her life, that like that's just totally reminded me that we have no business deciding if this opportunity, whether it's a challenge group, accountability group, a boot camp, or the business opportunity, is meant for that person, right? And so I think this inviting word that's so scary to especially new coaches, inviting is scary. Like, I totally get it. Following up is scary because you don't want to be annoying. But if you shift your mind, like just take the word inviting out of it, right? Like take the word inviting out of it and just understand that if you are being a product of the product and you're doing our programs, you love them because how could you not? It's your responsibility to invite. Okay, we're taking the inviting word out, to share that with other people, right? Whether it's through a post or a message, sharing what you're doing, it's our responsibility to do that because everybody needs what we're doing, whether it's a challenge group or the business opportunity. So I love that she shared that with you guys because that was really like a pivotal kind of moment for me in my business. Other than that, what was this? Oh, you talked about like kind of looking around the room at the other 200 coaches, and you know, there was only a handful that was at Success Club, a handful that had ranked advanced, and what could you do that, you know, the other 90% weren't going to do to help get yourself there. That reminds me of the National Wake Up Call from this morning. If you have not listened to it, I want to encourage you to do so. The coach that led the National Wake Up Call this morning talked a lot about how you know, she was kind of told that she couldn't be a leader, and she had just kind of convinced herself that she was never going to be a top coach because, you know, this person had an edge up on luck or skill or some kind of talent that she didn't have. And she kind of explained some strategies that she used in the way that she shifted and changed her mindset around that to now be, you know, a 2018 elite coach in the top 200. And so I just wanted to kind of remind you all, if you haven't listened to the National Wake Up Call, to do so, because I think there's some really good tools in there. Okay, announcements really quickly. Mallory covered a lot about Summit as far as Rachel Hollis being there. Guys, if you have not read Girl Wash Your Face, I'm sure most of our team has because we've kind of talked about it a lot. She is amazing. If you've watched any of her videos, she's amazing. I will be sharing tomorrow in our team page. I'm going to actually be doing a live video kind of giving some, especially our new coaches who have not purchased their Summit tickets, some more information on Summit. And I'm going to attach to that live video a link to Rachel Hollis's message to our coaches about her excitement about being at Summit. And if that doesn't get you to Summit, I'm not really sure what will. So I'll be sharing that tomorrow. Other than that, Summit tickets are now officially discounted to $145, like Mallory mentioned. They will go up to $195. So you're saving a lot of money if you purchase your Summit ticket before the end of this month. And I'll be talking about that in a live video tomorrow, as well as far as where you can get that done at. Guys, even if you're not sure if you're going to be at Summit, just promise yourself right now that you will be there. And we will work out all the details later. Lodging, how you're going to get there, what it's going to look like, who's going to babysit the kids. Like, we will work through all of that. Just get your Summit ticket bought while they're on sale. They did also mention that there's going to be, for those of you that went to Summit last year, we had different kind of workshop halls that we could pick from. A lot of the content was the same, but those talks were given by different speakers, different leaders in the company. This year, they're actually doing training workshops, tracks based on where you're at in your business. And this is going to be such a game changer, I think. There will be a track for brand new and developing coaches, a track for emerging leaders who are building their teams. So that would probably be like, diamond coaches, and then seasoned coaches leading larger organizations. So, 5-star diamond coaches and above. So depending on where you're at in your business, Summit is going to have the perfect workshop track for you. They're also going to be doing a 2-hour event for couples in the business. So your spouse goes to Summit with you. That's a really awesome opportunity there. And then diamond and below coaches are still eligible for $200 travel cash. And I'll talk more in detail about that in the live video tomorrow. But just kind of keep all that stuff in mind about Summit. You need to be there. Talk to your upline coach, post on our team page if you have specific questions about all of that, and be on the lookout for that video tomorrow. Also, really quickly about Summit, Mallory mentioned that some of the coaches on her team have qualified for a free summit ticket, being a success starter. For our new coaches who are not familiar with what that is, if you sign up as a coach and you hit Success Club 5, so you help 3 people consecutively in your first 3 months, you win a free ticket to summit. So if you're a brand new coach, keep that in mind, work with your coach to make that happen. The Shift Shot Proving Ground workouts are now available on VOD. That's FAQ 773 and 3776. You can still get in that coach test group. There's still $20 off those challenge packs. And then don't forget that this month, October, we're doing the Make Your Mark promotion, FAQ 3782. Basically, the more markers that you qualify, there's stipulations for each marker. For the more people that you've helped and the more rewards you'll get, there's more information at that FAQ and teambeachbody.com/make your mark. So basically, the more people you help, the more opportunity that you have to win some of those really awesome prizes. And it is the 22nd of the month, but guys, we still have a full 9 days left, pretty much 8 days left. So the month is not over. You can still help 3 people this month, for sure. We did have one question before we go into the Emerald content from Nicole, asking she says, do you think it would be okay or positive, effective to share the story about Beachbody MLM development that Carl spoke about, that Mallory mentioned? Nicole, I will say, first of all, of course it's okay. You can share whatever you want to share. However, I'm not sure, I would try to figure out a way to tell it that isn't, people kind of have this stigma about MLMs, which I think is why that story is a good one to kind of share. But I'm not sure that I would share it in like a really, I wouldn't say it how Mallory said it to us as coaches understanding the business. I would maybe talk about it from part of that story is why not have the coaching network, right? Like instead of saying MLM, we have this coaching network, which is the MLM, because it really gives you that little piece of value that you're not getting from anything else, right? You have the workouts, the nutrition, the superfood shake, but then you also get me as your coach. And that's kind of the key piece that makes Beachbody as an MLM kind of stand out from others. So I definitely think it's a unique and beautiful story to tell that really kind of signifies what Beachbody is, but just try to figure out how to tell it in a way that's not like super MLM icky just because of the stigma around it. So I hope that answered your question.
I would say maybe there's a way, and Beth and I maybe can work on some wording, because I think even though there is a stigma with it, I think it's something and I've heard other coaches address it in their coach sneak peeks. So maybe there's a creative way that we can address it in coach sneak peeks, and that's it. That's easy.
Yeah, for sure. We'll work on that for sure. Okay, cool. I'm going to share my screen really quickly because we have a couple slides. We are going to talk about getting to Emerald. So like I said, if you're a brand new coach, this is super important to you. If you've been a coach for a second, this is super important to you. If you're growing and building an organization and a team of your own because you've been in this business for more than a second, then this is super important to you, because this is a process that you should be duplicating to your coaches. And so what is Emerald? For those of you that are unfamiliar with what Emerald is, it's literally you plus 2. It's you and 2 other coaches on your team in your business center signed up under you, and then boom, you're Emerald. It's that simple. We'll go into that a little bit more here in a second. But why do you need to hit Emerald? So if you're anything like myself, okay, you can tell me what I need to do, but I want to know why I need to do it, right? Because there's grit and there's hard work and there's effort that gets put into hitting Success Club and rank advancing. So why do we need to hit Emerald? First of all, to gain confidence in this business, right? Not only confidence in yourself that you can do this and you can get to Emerald before the end of this week, before recognition on Thursday, but confidence from other people when you're celebrated on Thursday that, hey, I don't know what this Emerald coach thing is, but obviously this girl's doing something with this business. So it's confidence from other people who are watching your journey as well. And confidence in this business is everything, you guys. That's why personal development is one of our vital behaviors. It will never go away, no matter how many times our vital behaviors are tweaked or changed. Because we have to cultivate that confidence and that belief within ourselves that if, Melanie Mitchell can be the top coach for 4 years in a row, I can be the top coach for 4 years in a row, or I can be a 5-star elite. And so confidence is everything, and getting to Emerald is really kind of the first step in that. Recognition. So you get recognized at Summit, Super Saturday, retreats. Our team is hosting some retreats in this upcoming year that you can qualify for, and Emerald is really kind of the first step in that. At Summit, which I know everybody is going to be going to next year, you get a cool little thing that goes on your little lanyard that says Emerald Coach. And so that's super fun as well. Recognition is also one of our vital behaviors. And so that's just a really fun way that we are able to celebrate you moving your business forward. Income. So we're not going to go into this too much, but for those of you that are not super brand new, hopefully you have heard of a team cycle bonus. This is the way that we make larger, more sustainable types of money. Of course, you make income from commission, retail commission, 25% off of every single thing that you sell, a challenge pack, residual income from Shakeology, things like that. But in order to create a long-term sustainable business, you have to make money through team cycle bonuses as you grow and build your team. And that starts out as with you being an Emerald coach. You cannot start making a team cycle bonus, which we'll talk about in a second, until you hit this rank of Emerald. So if you are just a coach and you have not hit Emerald yet, you're only making money through retail commission. Another really cool component of being an Emerald coach is that you get customer leads from Beachbody. So if you're an Emerald coach and you hit Success Club every month, you literally get free customers from Beachbody Corporate. These are customers who maybe have purchased a challenge pack from an infomercial, or they just went to the Team Beachbody website and they don't have a coach. They randomly get assigned a coach, and if you are an Emerald coach who has hit Success Club, guess what? You get those customers. And then the fifth reason is to just build momentum within your business and within your team. Mallory talks about coming off of Super Saturday, just so full of fire, because live events do that, which is why you need to be at Summit and why you need to be at the next Super Saturday, which will be in January. But hitting Emerald and advancing in rank and being recognized and gaining confidence, that builds momentum within your business. And that was talked about in the National Wake Up Call this morning as well. So all really important and amazing reasons as to why you should be an Emerald coach and why you should teach your coaches the importance and the value of being Emerald. So the required items for being Emerald is first that you're just an active coach with 50 PV. PV is personal volume. So basically if you have Shakeology on Home Direct every month, you're already an active coach if you're paying your business fee every month. All you need to do besides that is sign up a coach on your right leg and your left leg. So like I said, being Emerald means you plus two. In case you're not familiar with the structure of our business, you have two sides to your business, just to keep it really broad and general. You have a right side and a left side, or a strong leg and a weak leg, but we won't go into those details right now. But literally all Emerald means is that you're an active coach. So you have Shakeology on Home Direct basically, and you have one coach on the right and one coach on the left. Okay, so action items. What do we do to get to Emerald? First of all, if you're a brand new coach, you need to launch your business on social media. Make a post, tell people what you're doing, invite them to join you, share your story. If you've been a coach for more than a second and maybe you're not super consistent with your posting, you're not consistently running challenge groups, that's something that you need to sit down and plan, and that is what you need to be sharing. You need to make a list of people who already know, like, and trust you. You're going to reach out to these people first while you build trust on social media. So here's the thing. Building trust takes time, right? In any relationship that you have, it takes time. If you're not sharing consistently on social media, that trust is never going to be built. But because it takes time, you're going to have to reach out to people that already know, like, and trust you, because that trust is obviously already there. So what I want you to do is sit down, if you haven't already, and make a list of these people. Reach out to them. Say, hey, I'm doing this new workout program. I'm starting next Monday. I would love for you to do it with me. We would have so much fun. Keep it casual, right? These are people that you already know. And then start showing up on social media and sharing your story and sharing your journey, because then people are going to start asking you what it is that you're doing when you start sharing. What you can do as well is sign up these new interests. So let's say that your best friend and your mom are like, hey, yeah, I'll do this workout program with you. What do I need to do? You can sign them up as discount coaches, or like we prefer to call them preferred customers. Essentially, all it is, yes, they have a coach account, but it doesn't mean that they're working the business. It just means that next month when their Shakeology ships, because everybody loves Shakeology and wants to keep it on Home Direct, they're going to save 25%. So there's no reason why somebody wouldn't sign up with a preferred customer or a discount coach account, because they're literally just going to be saving money the next month. Especially if they're doing a program like 80-Day Obsession or Lift 4, anything that's longer than 21 days or 30 days, they're going to need Shakeology or the performance line, or whatever else they want to incorporate into that program for more than 1 month. So it only makes sense to help them save 25%. So if you made a list of 25 people, you invited all of them to start this new program with you, and you get 2 of them to say yes, and you sign them up as preferred customers or discount coaches, guess what? You just hit Emerald. And I promise you, we all know at least 25 people. Another really awesome way to help you get halfway to Emerald is to sign up a spouse account, which is what we're going to talk about right now. So a really cool thing about a spouse account, it's essentially a coach account that is signed up under your spouse's name. And it's hard to understand as a brand new coach why a spouse account is so important for your business. But if you are in this for the long haul and you have plans to grow an organization and a team of your own and to make this kind of a long-term thing, you need a spouse account at the very top of your business center. So I mentioned you had a right side and a left side. As your organization grows and builds below that, you want your spouse account as high up in your organization as possible, because the bigger your team gets, the more money you're going to be able to make on both of those business centers, including your spouse account. So not only will you be able to double dip in income, which we'll talk about in a second, but you have full control over that spouse account as well. So let's say that you get to Emerald by the end of this week, and now you really want to shoot for Diamond before the 4-week deadline is up, which everybody on this call can do, even if you're not Emerald yet. You have full control over that spouse account as far as rank is concerned. So once you sign up your 2 coaches, you're officially in Emerald. You can sign up 2 coaches under your spouse account and get your spouse account to Emerald, and you're that much closer to Diamond. So there's lots of benefits in having your spouse account active as an active coach, and double dipping in income is the primary reason as your organization grows, but you also have full control over that rank as well. Here's the team cycle bonuses that I was talking about. So I'll just reference this really quickly to kind of show you what I'm talking about as far as being able to make money as an Emerald coach. So you're up here, here's the right side of your business, here's the left side of your business. Every time one side of your business to the other side is 100 to 200 in volume points. So like this 90 PV order right here is an order of Shakeology, for example. Every time this side over here is 100 to 200 or vice versa, you make $14 as an Emerald coach. So for example, if you cycle 3 times, I'm going to get myself in trouble with math here. If you cycle 3 times in 1 week, 14 times 3, what is that, like $42? You make $42 that week in team cycle bonuses, plus your retail commission. And as your organization grows, that money just duplicates itself. Here's what your graphical genealogy looks like. Again, not something that I want to spend a lot of time on here, but just know this is an example of how to utilize your spouse account. So if this is your account right here, right when you signed up to be a coach, you signed up your spouse account right here. So as your organization grows down on both of these sides, this account right here, your spouse account, is going to be making team cycle bonuses off of all of these coaches below them. And since you're up here, you're going to be making volume off of the coaches on the left and right side as well. So that's how you kind of double dip in income. I'm going to keep it at that. I know that that doesn't go like super in depth with the logistics of how that works, but just know if your spouse account is high up in your business center, as your business grows beneath it, you will make money cycling here, and you will make money cycling kind of big picture as a whole. That's why it's important. So if you sign up a spouse account, you're literally halfway to Emerald. All you need is one best friend, one family member, one cousin, one sister, one whatever to want to do a program with you. Sign them up as a preferred customer discount coach. Boom, you're Emerald in 24 hours. Now, if you're saying I can't afford a spouse account to keep it active, you know, we do have to have 50 PV in order to keep an account active. First of all, you can sign your spouse account up with a challenge pack. So not only are you going to get 2 Success Club points from that for this month, but you're also going to make 25% commission off of that sale. So you're already getting like a super, super discounted challenge pack for your spouse account. You can also utilize that purchase to include something that you don't already have. So if you want to do a 3-day refresh, you can use a spouse account to purchase the 3-day refresh challenge pack. And not only are you going to make 25% commission off of that, get 2 Success Club points for selling a challenge pack, but you're also going to get the 3-day refresh. So you're being able to utilize that product as well. I utilize my spouse account for all of my performance line products and my beach bars. So my Energize, my Recover, and my beach bars, I just purchase on my spouse account to keep it active every single month. You can utilize it for whatever products you want to. You only need 50 PV. I also utilize it on some months if I don't need to purchase anything besides my tub of Energize. I'll do a tub of Energize, which I think is like 32 PV maybe, and then a little box of the sample packets of Energize to send out to my challengers, because I like to send my challengers packets of Energize when they sign up, and that gets me to my 50 PV, and I'm still getting the coach discounted rate because my spouse account is a coach account. Okay, so you have 24 hours. The reason why, like Mallory said earlier, that we wanted to do this call tonight is because we are doing a Diamond Push group with Scotty Hobbs, what's her name? Brittany Leggett, Barbie Kalev, who is the wife of Sagi Kalev, one of our trainers, Body Beast, and Masters Hammer and Chisel, and several other really top elite coaches in the network. It's a kind of, they're calling it a holiday hustle. So it's this 4.5-week push. November 22nd is the deadline to hit. I think that's the date to hit Diamond before the end of the year. And so it's a 4.5-week push that we're doing with these coaches. But in order to be put into that group, you have to be an Emerald coach. So if you can make this happen before tomorrow, we can get you in that group with these top coaches so that you have the opportunity of hitting Diamond before that deadline, or at least making progress towards hitting Diamond with all of those really amazing resources. And hopefully this presentation and this talk kind of showed you just how simple getting to Emerald is. As soon as you hit Emerald, you can reach out to your upline. If it's, you know, by the end of the day tomorrow, we can get you in that group to get you started on the Diamond track and give you all the resources that you need. But what I want you to do in the meantime is send your list of 2, including your spouse account if that's your plan, to your upline coach. Let them know that you have a plan. These are the 2 people, including my spouse account, that I'm going to get signed up to hit Emerald. And then you're going to hit Emerald, and then we're going to recognize you on Thursday as long as you hit it before midnight Eastern time on Wednesday night. And then you're just going to duplicate this process over and over and over, right? You're going to keep hitting Success Club. You're going to sign 2 more coaches. You're going to hit Success Club. You're going to sign 2 more coaches. And then our team duplicates this process for your coaches. So we'll do these Emerald in 24-hour calls. You can send this recording to your new coaches, get them to Emerald, and then guess what? You're well on your way to Diamond and Star Diamond. It is really, really, really that simple. So don't forget, Emerald is just you plus 2. If you sign a spouse account, you're halfway there. I hope that this was helpful for you guys. I'll post this recording in the team page so that you will have access to these slides. But I don't see any questions in the chat. Mallory, do you have anything to add, or does anybody have any questions that they want to ask? I'm really winded because I tried to go through it super fast. But hopefully you get the point, and hopefully the consensus is that Emerald is a super, super easy goal to hit, and one that you need to hit ASAP for lots and lots of reasons. I will let you guys go for the night. I hope that this call was useful. I always find a lot of motivation and inspiration from Super Saturday Summit live events. Be on the lookout for the live video tomorrow where we'll talk in more detail about Summit so that we can make sure everybody on the team, the whole team has their tickets bought before the prices go up, and we can get all of you guys' questions answered. Have a good rest of your evening, guys. I'll talk to you soon.